we have covered a bunch of stuff so far in area. We have learned how to, we've reviewed how to do rectangles and squares, and then we learned how to do parallelograms, and we learned how to do triangles. Well, now we're going to learn our final shape, individual shape. We still have a lot to learn for area, but we're going to learn our individual shape of trapezoids today. And before we do that, you don't have to actually write what I'm doing in your notes yet. But I just want to show you. So this is a trapezoid. Poorly drawn, but it's a trapezoid, okay? And if you look, it's a quadrilateral because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 intersections of lines, right? Four corners, essentially. But what makes it a trapezoid is that only one set of the lines are parallel. And the two parallel lines in this one are this and this. Okay, those are parallel. Okay, and that's what those two little dashes mean. They're parallel lines. Okay, and to prove this, I just want to show you something. Okay, so if I take this line right here and I continue going on and on and on and on and on and on, and then I take the opposite line right here and I continue going on and on and on, it crosses, doesn't it? That's not parallel. But if I take this line and I continue drawing all the way to the end of my page, and then I take this line and I continue drawing all the way to the end of my page, the lines are still not ever going to touch. Okay, so one set of parallel lines. Okay, very important. There's only one set of parallel lines in a trapezoid. Okay, so now we're going to start our notes. And let's, at the top of the page, go ahead and write area of a trapezoid. And remember, I put these videos up for people who can't make it to my live lessons and stuff, but my live lessons are always much better because you get to hear questions, you get to ask questions, you get to get live answers. So if you can make those live lessons, you really need to be making those live lessons, okay? Plus, they're more fun. We have fun. Anyway, so let's start by saying a trapezoids are quadrilaterals with only one set of parallel lines. Oh my goodness, my spelling is so bad. And remember, that's different from a parallelogram because remember, on a parallelogram, this set of lines is parallel and this set of lines is parallel. Whereas this one, only one set of lines are parallel. Okay? And now, here's the thing. The formula for area for a trapezoid is a little weird, and we'll explain it. But first, we're going to start just by writing it. So, area of a trapezoid is 1/2 of the product of its height. That's different. We've not ever done height first. And the sum, sum, that's new too, of its bases. What? Bases? That doesn't make sense, Mrs. Rodriguez, because you told us that there was only one bottom of the shape, right? there is technically only one bottom of the shape, but on a trapezoid, you have to use two base numbers. So I'm going to show you what the formula looks like. The formula looks like this. You can write it area equals 1/2 times height times base 1. Notice I put that 1 really low, plus base 2. So those are not exponents, those are subponents. And we put the numbers really low because we're talking about geography here, okay? But the way that I like to write it better, just like the triangle, this is the preferred way. Preferred is height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Okay, so I like this second one. Students seem to do better when they use this second one. I prefer for you to use the second one, and I will teach you using the second one. If you want to try the other one and see how it works for you, that's up to you, but this is what we use, okay? All right, so let's dig in with an example. So our example number 1, we're going to draw this parallelogram. Now, also, just so you know, not all parallelograms look like this. You will see parallelograms that look like this. Okay? This is a parallelogram as well, because this line and this line run parallel. But this line and this line do not. If I draw a line and I keep going, I'm going to go up into the other shape, and then if I come over here and I draw this line and I keep going, it crosses. So see how it's not parallel lines. So that means it's also a trapezoid. Okay, so this trapezoid that we're going to draw looks like this. Take your time. Okay? And so this is 5 feet, this is 6 feet, and this is 9 feet. Okay? And let's say this is 7 feet. Okay. To solve area of a trapezoid, the first thing you need to do is write your formula, right? So height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. All right, first thing you need to do, obviously, is find your height. So obviously, it's either 7 feet or 6 feet. Now, I know I've told you a couple of times, we never use a line that is slanted, even if you're given a measurement for it. You ignore it. Usually on tests, they'll do that just to try and trick you up. But we always use the straight line, so I know that this is my height. Okay, so height is 6 feet. Now I need base 1. Okay, well, base 1 is always going to be the bottom. Just figure the base, bottom, base 1. So that's 9 feet. And then I'm going to add to it the other base. Now, hopefully, you're catching on to what the other base is going to have to be. I said we never use a slant. We already used this for the height. We already used this base for base 1. So the other parallel line is base 2. So that means I put the 5 in here. And then after I do that whole top, I divide it by 2. Okay? So now I'm going to solve it. 9 plus 5 is 14. Times 6 divided by 2. Okay? I'm going to come down here now just so I have more room. Okay, now I have to do 6 times 14. And remember, you can use your calculator. I don't mind. 6 times 14 is 84 divided by 2. And then now I divide by 2. And when I do that, it equals 42. So it's 42 feet squared. All right, hopefully that's not too hard. We're going to try another one, okay? So example number 2. Let's draw it on this side this time. Example number 2, we're going to go this way. Okay, so this is 5. This is 4 millimeters. And this is 8 millimeters. All right, remember, first thing we do is write our formula. Height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Now we fill in our formula. So what's my height? Here's the trick, guys. This is sideways. Sideways. Notice that my 2 parallel lines are going up and down. So it's sideways. So I kind of have to do this. Turn it. Okay, until your eyes get used to seeing it. And then when I have my 2 parallel lines going going top and bottom, then I know that this must be my height. Okay, so now I can turn it back, and my height is 5 plus base 1, 8. I'm sorry, times base 1 plus base 2 is 4 divided by 2. Okay, so 8 plus 4 is 12 times 5 divided by 2. 5 times 12 is 60 divided by 2. So that means area equals, divide, 30 millimeters square. All right, we're going to do 2 more. Actually, I'm sorry, 1 more. I have 1 more. Okay, so this one is more of that traditional shape that we had before. Except it's going to look a little upside down. Okay? And we're going to make this 7.7 inches. And this is going to be 2.3 inches. And the height is from the top of the shape to the bottom of the shape. Height. And that is 6 inches. All right. Next, write your formula. Area equals height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Okay. Height. My height, that height line right there, is 6 times base 1, 2.3 plus 7.7 divided by 2. Okay, now I got to do the math. 2.3 and 7.7 equals 10 times 6 divided by 2. 6 times 10 is 60 divided by 2. And 60 divided by 2 is 30 inches square. Okay, guys, so I know that this one is a little bit more confusing, but if you learn the formula, you have to memorize the formula. As long as you memorize the formula, you should be able to fill in the numbers where the letters are, okay? again, I know that this one is a little trickier, but you've got to memorize that formula. There's a practice activity for you to go ahead and do. And then I will see you tomorrow.